Look, it's fantastic to be here today at Lifeline to make a really important announcement, and that is that a Dunton coalition government will continue investing in suicide prevention research by announcing today that we will provide $15 million to Suicide Prevention Australia, who have been the convener and the architect of an amazing suicide prevention research program since the Coalition first put it in place in 2016 and have been doing great research work since 2018. We know right now that the statistics tell us it is not the time to cut funding from suicide research programs. We know that Australians right now need us to continue to invest in these really important programs. But sadly, in the last budget, just launched or announced a few weeks ago, there was no money for the continuation of this amazing research fund. So that means on the 1st of July, the funding was about to end. So a Dunton coalition government will make sure that the $15 million over the next 5 years to enable Suicide Prevention Australia to continue with their amazing work that is documented in the documents that we've got here today with a proven track record of evidence-based for solutions that are out there saving lives as we speak today. The sad reality, though, is that, as I said, now is not the time for us to be taking funding away from this really, really important work. When you find out that 31% of parents of children under the age of 18 have actually sought the advice, help or services of suicide prevention services just last year. When you consider right now that 3,000 Australians took their own lives last year, and this is a statistic that has not gone down for 20 years. It is absolutely essential that we continue to provide the support to amazing organisations like Suicide Prevention Australia and Lifeline, as we're standing here today, to make sure that they can continue to do the work so that we can put the supports in place so that we can support particularly our younger people, but all Australians, so that they have the supports when they're going through particularly difficult times. Only a Dutton Liberal government will provide the supports that Australians need and make sure that we put not just mental health but suicide prevention as a core priority of our government.
Thank you. I really welcome this funding because so many Australians have been touched personally by this, but also as a professional myself and a paediatrician, I know that families really need the support to know what to do and how to intervene early. And so research is the only way to do that. It's building knowledge, creating knowledge and saving lives. And this research is incredibly important. The numbers have remained stubbornly high and we need to do something about it. And I think so many Australians will welcome this funding to be continued. So much knowledge has been built, and to throw that all away would be ridiculous at this point, particularly with the cost of living crisis that's happening here in Australia, but also the world is becoming more complex and families and young people need more information to help them to navigate the complexities of this difficult world. Thank you.
Katie, thank you very much. I want to start by saying thank you very much to Peter and Jack, who we met with earlier, who are volunteers here at Lifeline. They're literally on the front line speaking to young Australians, to Australians of all walks of life who need the services of Lifeline. It's an amazing organisation, and I just want to say thank you very much for the work that you do, for the contribution that you make, the lives that you save and the interventions that you make, which must be incredibly powerful for you. It would be a very draining experience being on the end of a phone and very frustrating, I'm sure, at times, but nonetheless, I'm sure personally for you, there are many people you know that you've helped and that you'll help into the future as well. Neves, to you and to your team, I want to say thank you very much for the work that you have done. This report, this work from Suicide Prevention Australia, it must continue, and unfortunately in the budget there was no further funding, so today we do announce a $15 million support package to keep the funding going and to keep the research underway so that we can provide those on the front line, those on the phones, clinicians elsewhere who are providing support to families and people in their darkest hour with the best cutting-edge response and technology and the way in which we can deal with suicide in our country and reduce the rate. There are many Australian families, many of us, who have been touched in different ways by suicide, and there are many families who are living this very day with somebody that they love very much, who they're incredibly concerned about. We're all impacted by our life's experiences. I will never forget delivering a message to a mother one night, and her screams still stay with me, of her son who had died by suicide. And I've been to suicide scenes, and they are confronting. And anything that we can do as a country, we should be doing that and more to provide support to frontline services and to clinicians, and today to the researchers. And that $15 million will allow the research to continue on, and we just hope that it can contribute to the best response that our country can provide to a very serious problem. So I'm really proud to be here today with Anne Ruston and with Katie Allen, and on behalf of the Coalition, to commit ourselves to this funding and to the support that's required for a very, very worthy research project. Thank you very much.
Mr. Dunton, this visit to Melbourne marks the first time